Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 7 of Steel Forest. So, we're today building a city. A real city. Not a half city, a city with many levels and yeah. Been so happy that we made it this far in the last episode, and let's see how far we can get today. I mean, at the end of the road, we still have a lot of things to do here, and we are only 27 dwarfs, so that's just, yeah. Still a lot of work to do, but we are on a good start here. That is for sure. So, hide unavailable. There we go. We're going to go for a little bit more road building action here, because I want to get myself already the next building blueprint together, because we obviously have a place to party now, but we don't have a place to eat. So we're definitely going to build something that we're going to use as a dining hall and as a housing complex of sorts. We'll see about that. All right. Something like that. We can't do a little bit of a tiny little plaza back there. I like that. So, that's gonna be our next spot where we can sit down and eat. I think I will do this room with a different flooring. So, wood. I would if I could, but we shouldn't. The thing is, before I got weapons up and running, I don't really want to chop too many trees, as there is a fair chance of the nature aggravating against us, and once that's happening, there is pretty much no way back from that one. So we'll be under constant attack once that has happened, and, well, let's give those sorrel chaps some preparation time, shall we? Also, I just realized that we have a few rooms that have never been floored. I mean, yeah, we got ourselves a dining hall here already, that's true. But that is just a dining hall for the expeditionary quarter. This is where the whole story started, but I feel like the actual city itself requires a proper dining hall for itself too. So we're going to go for some walls here, and I figured everything looks a little bit nicer with gemstone windows. And since we have such a absurd amount of morions here, we'll just give this stairwell a nice polish in form of gemstone windows. Because I really think this steps up the attractivity of these. There we go. And it gives me the feeling that now nobody is in danger of falling down the ledge anymore. Doesn't really happen unless dwarves are fighting, but yeah. I grew a little bit skeptical and wary over the years of dwarf fortressing. You know, only because you haven't seen them dying somewhere doesn't mean that they cannot die somewhere or from something. And I have made the... I have witnessed it often enough that something where I was like, this looks dangerous, it should be dangerous. Nothing happened for a long, long time until boom, I was right. Somebody died because it looked dangerous. Namely, in this scenario, when trees are too close to walls. I can't showcase it here, but basically if you're deconstructing walls in the vicinity of trees whose branches grow close to these walls, there can be really, really dangerous things happening. I know that's oddly specific, but this is just... we're playing Dwarf Fortress, aren't we? So, well... there's a bit of work to do here. And obviously... well, we're on a good way here. Those bedrooms are coming along nicely. I'm quite happy. I was for a moment considering that there's still so much stuff to be done, but then I realized that the city is well underway. There's, yeah. we're doing quite fine. The only thing I'm a little bit bothered with is that I'm feeling like there's a lack of stone diversity. Let's see what we can do about that. The expeditionary mining things happened here, right? So, here's the stairwell for that. But, we went deeper than that. Here. There's the entrance. So, what can we pick up? Cobaltite looks badass, but is a pain in the rear to gather. I did once a lot of stuff with Cobaltite. I know what I'm talking about. And, yeah, we haven't chucked out stuff out of the rhyolite floor yet. And on the other side, rhyolite sounds like a pretty nifty stone to use. Yeah, we used it. We dug around there already. So, the gabbro layer yielded us some iron, but I feel like rhyolite should be a nice add-on into our mix. Let's do that. Alright. Let's get that infrastructure rolling. 1,000 blocks. I'll get this used up, I'm sure. Okay, so the only thing I have not yet is a stockpile for rhyolite. Which is bad. So what are we ought to do? Yeah, just expand the hall. A sinister voice in the back of my head says, but I don't want to expand the hall. I don't want to let it end like it always ends. So we're gonna be storing the rhyolite for the time being here. It's just like, I want to break a few of my old habits a little bit because it's just, yeah. It's very easy when you play a lot of these games to end up in a habit of doing pretty much the same thing over and over again. This is where usually you start to get bored and then you put it down. But, well, I'm a professional gamer, am I? Jokes aside, you need breaks from time to time. No matter how great a game is, there's always the point. But what I also found out for myself is that changing your patterns of behavior is something that can also lead to a lot of fun. So, rhyolite blocks also added into the mix here, so we can then do this room's flooring with some different color. I really think this will pep up the look of the city. We also need statues, obviously, but it's nice to see that there's already some life here in the tavern. There's just so many basalt boulders. What we ought to do. So, tell you what we're doing. We're using these old caverns for the sake of storage. I know quantum stockpiles exist. I'm well aware of that, but I personally despise them. For a simple reason, I think they just oversimplify one of my favorite things of the game, namely the logistics minigame. We could also use minecarts, but I don't want to this time. I will do, promise, in another fort, but not this time. Because I would have had to think about the roads first, and when I do it, I want to do it in a way that it pleases me too. So what we're doing here is I have called out this cavern now as a basalt stockpile, where they're now going to dump all those jolly old boulders. Injured citizen. Interesting. And, wow, sorry, 52 people all of a sudden. Informations are being processed. So we're storing all the basalt here, and the cavern, the stockpile up there, is picking up the basalt from downstairs, so they're basically filling up with that. So what the heck is happening here, friends? Why is there such an army of people arriving? Tozit, the miner, Avus, Dumbass, craftsdwarfs, clothiers, butchers, cooks, doctors, oh boy, and a ton of children. Okay, good thing that we've been busy with the city. Obviously, we needed it. There we go. I need a hotkey on this area, but for good now. So, yeah, we've completed the amount of bedrooms just in time when the new and old friends from abroad were moving into Steel Forest. The number keeps ticking up. There's a grand total of I don't know how many dwarfs here. See, this is why I wanted to have everything so prepared, because I knew that this sort of explosion would happen eventually, and yeah, well, we're just in time, I'd say. Just in time. I mean, we really need those bedrooms, and we needed them quickly. I think we're just going to install another floor here. Just easy as that. I love this. This is finally a city that has a little bit of a different look to itself. It works differently, and I'm very pleased with that. So, many thanks to the dear community who's making that possible. I sadly haven't remembered the name of the friendly person who brought me up with the idea that I rarely use Z levels. It was kind of a revelation to me. Anyways, I'm rambling, and I'm having fun while doing so, at least. So, yeah, 60 people. That's quite a steep number. So from that point on, we can clearly get into our 2,000 drink stockpile regime. And I think it is also about time to talk about lavish meals, because we are worth it. So, we want a grand total of 1,000 meals. This is way more than a average city needs, but I like to have my food in stockpiles. Alrighty. It is a good tradition with the dwarfs of the Banner of Shadow to do regular trade with dwarven delicacies and the humans, so we need that, at least for this type of purpose. Every fort did that so far, and yeah. So, we're laying down some rhyolite here as well, as this industry is kicking into gear too. Here, the boulders are being transported. Mind you, I did this on purpose, that I didn't wheelbarrow this at all. I know, it keeps the people terribly busy, but it's also a very, very short walk. So, we're gonna suffer terribly now for a while, and then we're not gonna be suffering anymore. Wow, that's a lot of forage. So let's see, we got ourselves a flock of legendary miners by now. A couple of woodcutters. We're gonna have good woodcutters this time. Hunters, none. And yeah, we are going to have 2 planters. I personally am a big fan of the double planter strategy. So fisher dwarfs, I'll X that out. I don't like fishing too much. And engravers. This is always very, very important to me personally. So let's see, Bimble the Doctor, ex-scholar. So yeah, we're going to have Bimble as the engraver of the fort, which will also lead to him not having to take any other jobs in the fort anymore. Enjoy the casual life of an artist henceforth, Bimble. Until we order you to just do non-stop art. Alright. So, the design of the fortress's rooms and all will stay functional and utilitarian, as this is a military fort. And talking about military at this point. So, let's see. How's our situation? We have plenty of timber, which is really good. So we're ought to do ourselves some favor in form of charcoal. So yeah, here's the problem. I'm so far away from automating this. So who's the injured citizen? Seriously injured. Meng. Ability to stand last. Alright. So we're yeah, that's odd. So let's assign a few orderlies, and obviously I need to install the hospital right away again. So yeah, we're gonna have a mayoral election any moment. I know that we're going to have a mayor any second. So we're going to the impromptu hospital is added again. Jeez. This teaches me, if anything, one thing I should have started way earlier with building a proper hospital. Usually my dwarfs don't need that long, or need longer until they are that wounded and all. Alright, but we getting there. So that poor fella should be carried back to his place in any moment. Somebody should pick him up and then... Yeah, look, he's been carried. There we go. We're not going to let anybody die here if we can avoid it. Alrighty, so that problem has been dealt with. How to go with the other problems. So, luckily, the construction part is going along really nicely. So, that is one thing I really don't need to worry about. We're going to smelt the hematite ore now as often as we can. Basically, I just want to see how many iron bars I can churn out, and then we're going to gear out 4 fighters or something like that. I think this is where we're going to start. Until I can go for a safe mass production, I want to start with a handful selected fighters. I bet that we already have a couple of legendary people around here. We end up always having them at some point from the previous fortresses. And yeah, that'll help us out a lot. In the meantime, the basalt cavern is being filled. I like that. I somehow doubt that they will manage to carry all the boulders away from here. I somehow doubt it. But it's a start, and the city looks a little bit more orderly this way. Alright, the upper floor is getting done here too. I like that. So, I think I'll just be repeating that pattern. Yeah, it's not the most efficient barracks to start with, but I don't need it that terribly efficient. I mean, we could make all the rooms a little bit larger, but then the floor would have no room for statues and whatnot. So probably the building should be larger, yeah. But whatever. So we can do something here. Might be not much, but it is a little bit more progress. Yeah, so there's really a lot of work on our shoulders these days, but there's also a lot of iron bars in our position, so I like that. Let's get started with iron helms, iron breastplates, iron mess up. Fumbling, so breastplate, iron gauntlet, iron greaves, iron low boots, and the last part required, wooden shields. So, I just came up with the thought that we're just going to produce one full kit of gear. That's what we're going to do. And that's also the sort of order we got here now. Oh, look at that. That rhyolite stopped quite quickly rhyoliting. So we're going to go and dig some across here. And well, let's see. We did find our iron so far in the gabbro, didn't we? Or was it the granite? No, it was the granite layers. Yeah. Now I remember. So we're just going to continue what we started there. So we just dig a big fat chunk up ahead there. Put a symmetrical one, please. Alright. Let's see how things will turn out here. I still have a vague hope that we might be finding something more exciting than rock crystal here in this layer, but, well, those hopes are dwindling every time I get my pickaxes into this direction. At the very least, it provides us a nice supply of rhyolite boulders. This is really the very least we can do. It's a very important task, nevertheless. So, let's see what happens there. A first petition. The doctors want their guild hall. Yeah, I gotta admit, they have a point there. They already saved people's lives 2 times here before we even began doing anything bigger. Well, let's see what our brave mining squad can find here. Sure. Great. I mean, I don't want to sound ungrateful. Gemstone finds are always cool, but it's not exactly what we came after. It's just yet another one of these low-quality gemstones Steel Forest starts to become famous for. So, there's another cluster. I mean, they are plentiful. They might be not valuable, but they are plentiful. There's many of them around there. Oh, shoot. Iron is a very, very scarce commodity here. Ah, look at us go. But here again, it's only a cluster of 6 pieces of ore. That's 24 iron bars. That is really not much. That is, of all seriousness, not much. So, I'm going to automate the charcoal production now, because it is just about time. We want to have a total amount of 20 pieces of refined coal available at all times, and this will be enough to keep us busy for a while. Alright, so far we found a glorious amount of 6 chunks of hematite. And... oh, I saw that wrong. I thought we'd had a mayor. So, yeah, it stays there. So, since we found it on that angle, I'm just going to dig a little bit closer to this here and see if this endeavor gets me anywhere. So we found more swirl. But that's about it so far. Alert! Thieves. Yeah, I don't mind. They're usually not a big deal. What I do hope is that we are going to find at least 1 or 2 more hematite lumps. I mean, it is not as if we need terrible amounts of iron here. But a little bit more, that would be really, really amazing. Well, I'll receive a report of success if there is success. If not, that is a report in itself. Anyways, so tables and chairs. So I want to make this a really, really nice, grand dining hall. Oh, that doesn't forebode me well. Alright, we can't make more than that right now. So let's do this like that here. Oh, jeez. No, I don't think they didn't find anything down there. So we cleared all this and we didn't find anything. Jeez. Oh. That's a rough life to be an iron miner in Steel Forest. our miners will have muscles like mountains once they're done with that. I mean, they are digging through so much junk there. It's just deserves some admiration, I'd say. Alright, so we're going to put the Doctor's Guild Hall and the hospital into this area here. Just came up with the thought that I'd be loving the idea that below the hospital and the Doctor's Guild Hall directly is the city itself. So let's just hope that we're going to find something there. Alrighty. And an artifact is in the making. One of our craft stores has been possessed and claimed a clothier's shop. Not exactly what I hoped for or expected, but, well, it is what it is, right? So we're going to go and make ourselves a nice little building here. I think now we have a mayor. And this way. So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. Let's make sure these are symmetrical. And Jurist Demudish is our new mayor. At least it's a jurist. A jurist like you and me. She hails from Malone Anvil. She's married to Tozit. And she's around here since a damn long time. She also made an artifact already. So, yeah. This lady is a local legend of sorts. Good. So we're going to make the hospital on this side. And the actual guild hall I'll be digging out down there. Just the course of action here. And we're going to make an allanite flooring for once. Hell yeah. So Steel Forest definitely is already trying to be one of the fanciest fortresses that I've made so far. I like that. So, a pigtail turban. Alright. Sounds so awfully wrong. Although it has nothing to do with pigs or tails. It's just a turban out of fabric. Whatever you might have thought there. Alrighty, so I think I'll leave it right there like that. After I have chucked out a wee bit extra diorite. Just realized that I probably should check back with my diorite production here at some point, because we are basically eating that stuff as of late. Anyways, my friends, I thank you all for watching. It's that time of the video again. So yeah, next time we're going to etch out some extra diorite, as obviously we're running short of that. And yeah, let's see what we're going to find in the next few episodes. I hope you enjoyed the stay. I certainly had a good old amount of fun here, and we're looking at that turban next episode. So, comments down below, thumbs up, subscriptions, everything is very, very welcome. And of course, feel free to check out the description box to get yourself the playlist link to the other stuff that I did here on this world so far, or the other playlist that I did. And feel free to support the channel via the given ways and means down there. It would mean the world to me. A big thanks to you for watching this video up until the very end as well. I really appreciate having you folks, and see you all on the next one. Bye bye.